Welcome. Have a seat. I am happy to see you here again learning more about psychology. But if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Now let's start. Genetic variation refers to the diversity of genes within a population or species. It is an important factor in evolution and plays a key role in the adaptation and survival of a species. Genetic variation can be caused by a variety of mechanisms, including mutation, natural selection, and genetic drift. The mutation is the most fundamental source of genetic variation. It is a random change in the DNA sequence of an organism's genome, which can be caused by various factors such as chemical reactions, radiation, or errors during DNA replication. Mutations can be either harmful, neutral, or beneficial, depending on their effect on the organism's survival and reproduction. For example, a mutation that causes a harmful genetic disorder may reduce the organism's chances of surviving and reproducing, while a beneficial mutation may increase the organism's fitness and help it adapt to its environment. Natural selection is another important mechanism that drives genetic variation. It is the process by which certain traits become more or less common in a population over time, based on their effect on the organism's ability to survive and reproduce. For example, if a population of predators has a gene that allows them to see their prey better at night, they will be more likely to catch their prey and survive to reproduce. As a result, the gene for better night vision will become more common in the population over time. On the other hand, if a trait is harmful or neutral, it will become less common in the population. Genetic drift is a third mechanism that can cause genetic variation. It is the random change in the frequency of a gene variant in a population, due to chance events rather than natural selection. For example, if a small group of individuals with a particular gene variant happens to survive and reproduce more successfully than the rest of the population, the frequency of that gene variant may increase in the next generation by chance, rather than because it confers a selective advantage. Genetic drift can lead to the loss of genetic variation in a population over time, as some gene variants may become more common or disappear completely. Genetic variation is important for the survival and adaptation of a species, as it allows for the evolution of new traits and the adaptation to changing environments. It is also important for the maintenance of biodiversity, as it allows for the existence of different species and the evolution of new ones. However, too much or too little genetic variation can be harmful to a population. For example, if a population has too little genetic variation, it may be more susceptible to disease and environmental changes, as it lacks the genetic diversity to adapt. On the other hand, if a population has too much genetic variation, it may be less able to function effectively as a group, as the conflicting traits may hinder cooperation and reproduction. In conclusion, genetic variation is a complex and multifaceted concept that plays a crucial role in the evolution and adaptation of a species. It is driven by a variety of mechanisms, including mutation, natural selection, and genetic drift, and it is important for the survival and adaptation of a population. Understanding genetic variation can help us understand the diversity of life on Earth and the mechanisms that drive it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions for future content, please don't hesitate to comment and reach out.